Welcome back to the MemoryMixer Design Studio. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you one of the new features of MemoryMixer 4. It's using a photo template to create a new album. It is so easy, I think you're really going to enjoy it. Now, what this does is it allows you to automatically fill your photos. So what I like to do is have the photos I want to use in a photo book or in my album already selected in its own folder, or I can navigate and go to the different folders I want, but sometimes it's easier to already have them settled. And then I simply go through here and I'm looking for the landscape since I'm going to do a landscape book. So I could really click on shape and that will sort all my landscape. I'm going to go for a casual quick mix and I'm going to use the custom page arranger. Now these new template arrangers, they are so handy. What they are is there's like 4 or 5 pages of just single photo and then 4 or 5 layouts of a double photo and then 3 photos, so you can kind of really customize your own quick mix. So I am going to drag this one, maybe I'll go for this more rectangular shape. I'm going to drag it onto my page and then I'm going to go over and I'll grab this one that has 2 photos, and then maybe the next one I want to have 2 pages. Maybe I'll go for this one and maybe I'll go for a 3 photo layout, just so you can get a sense of what you can do. Now we'll continue. Now this is a really helpful tool if you use your insert photos automatically. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. I'm going to continue. And now I could go and get my pictures. So I've got one photo, I've actually got 2 photos on here that are the wrong type. So I'll go ahead and get through those. And now I've got all the pictures and I'm just going to go ahead and select all of them. And you see we have 69 photos and my 2 photos with errors. Anyway, so I'll say OK. And now I could go and get more photos if I want. But I think this is enough here. So I'm just going to go ahead and say continue. Now I'll name my album. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as MemoryMixer Album 23 and I'll create the album. Now the other day I was testing this and it literally just took about 5 minutes to build my album and to do the next steps that I'll show you. It really is a slick feature. So you can see how quickly it's going. And then once your pages are built, I just simply preview each page so the photos look how I want them to. And if I need to adjust any of the crops, I can do that easily. So we'll go ahead and just wait for these to finish filling. Now, if you're not familiar with this, if you wanted to then add a matte to all of these photos, you can simply select one of them, click, specify the matte you want, and then you can say apply this matte to every photo in this book. And that is such a time-saving tool. Now, if you've ever brought paper in at the same time as a photo so you could crop it and do things paper piecing with it, it will also get a matte. So you have to be a little bit careful, but if you haven't used any paper piecing, it's so slick. You can do the same thing with a drop shadow. So now let's just take a quick look and see how it looks. So our page 1, that seems to be cropped good. But come here to page 2, I think those look great. And now I'll just continue to go through each of my pictures, or each of the pages. Now you can see the first page did have 1 photo, the next page had 2, then we were at 2 again, and now this page has 3. And I might want to rearrange these pictures a little bit, center them a little more. And now the pattern is repeating. And so far they are really looking good. I'm liking how they've all laid out. Now, I didn't hand select these photos. I really just grabbed some of my favorite photos. They all have such fun memories. But are you surprised at how well they look and how, I don't even feel like I need to go in and fiddle with them much. I think they are looked cropped well. This one was set up to do some journaling with it, so I'm just slightly moving those. Single photo again, my 2 photos. There's some of those photos I might want to rearrange and put on different pages, but for the most part, now this one maybe isn't cropped just well, so let's select it. I'll come back into my crop window, and now I could simply adjust the window, or I can even enlarge it. I may have to figure out how it's going to work on the page. I could simply just make it a little smaller on my page, and that will fit as well. This one probably needs to be cropped a little differently as well. Now I could just say clear crop on this one, say OK, and now I'm just going to make it a little smaller as well. So you can see that was just real easy to manipulate or fix those two. I've got one that looks like I need to do here. But you can see this album is 35 pages. We're already on page 23 of just going through and looking at the photos. That is a great big time saver for getting photos into an album. The next thing I'm really excited to show you is you'll come back here to backgrounds. I can come in here to paper, and now I can select a paper that I want, and I think I'm going to go for this little chevron paper here. Yeah. We'll say OK, and now that's going to put it on that page. I think that looks cute with that one. We'll come back and work with it just a little bit more. But now I'm going to come here and I'm going to say apply this background to all odd pages. In version 3 we could apply it to all pages, but now we can do it to odd and even pages. So I'm going to apply this to odd. Just reminded me it's a lot to undo if you don't want it, but you can actually just put another paper on top of it. It's not a big deal. And now you can see all of that time that you're saving. And then of course you can go into individual pages and change the backgrounds out just for the one page as well. But this is just a great way to have a nice consistent looking book that's not taking too much time, so you can do it in the last minute. Just makes it really quick and easy. Now I'm going to come to my next page. I'm going to select a background. I think I'm going to go for this damask yellow. I'm going to apply that. And now I'm going to apply this one to all of my even pages. You can see it's just building all along the bottom here, so it looks like it's almost done. Okay, now I could come back to my front page, page 1, which would be my cover, and I can simply click on it. I can add a mat. This is the feature I was telling you about earlier. Adjust it the size I want and say do this in the whole album. It warns me again, so it's a lot of things you can do, but you can undo it automatically as well. So now is rebuilding our album, putting a white mat on all of our photos. Okay, and then I could do the same thing with the drop shadow. Just simply select my photo again, apply my drop shadow, say everything in this album, say OK. Okay, so you can see now we've done that. We've added our drop shadows, we've added our mat, we've added our backgrounds. Now if you want, you can come and add your embellishments, but I really think the book looks good. I could come and add a little text if I wanted, so you can see what time-saving features those are.